Allah khairan, Brother Ahmed, I think from your side now, we have
Jazakumullah khairan.
questions
Faisal, go ahead.
Sure. If someone has to pay Fidyah and because he's sick or he's old, can he intend to sponsor the iftar at the masjid and with that intention of Fidyah? But in that group, there are going to be people who are rich, who are working, and there are going to be people who are poor. Or must he find 30 poor people or one poor person and feed him 10 times?
Well, to understand the Fidyah, first of all, before I answer the question, the Fidyah you're talking about is for those people who are you must fast, but are unable because they are permanently ill, so chronic illness. They have diabetics, or they're too old, okay, or a pregnant woman and breastfeeding women. Those are the ones whom are including, according to Abdullah ibn Abbas, in the ayah وَعَلَى الَّذِينَ يُطِيقُونَهُ فِدْيَةٌ طَعَامُ مِسْكِينٍ. But we have to understand the following. Number one, that those people who, when they make iftar, when they break the fast, that is, they will make the feeding as in after the break, not before. So if it's an old person, he is not going to fast Ramadan. He cannot give his fidyah, which is called ransom, before he starts Ramadan. He, for example, first day he could give now fidyah for the first day. He done 10 days, could finish the whole month of Ramadan, did not fast, and then he will give the fidyah for the whole month. But he cannot give it in advance. This is very important because you could give money to your charities, and charities don't understand that, and they start feeding the poor people before even Ramadan. And I always give an example of this, that you cannot give the council you cannot pay them for your ticket for speeding before you're speeding. You have to speed first, get the ticket from the council, and then you pay the money. But you start saying, and this is money for in case I speed. No, it doesn't work like that. So the same thing, you can't pay ransom before I break the fast. So you could do it daily, you could do it after 10 days, you could do it after Ramadan, no problem. It's the first issue. Second issue is that the people who pay the fidyah are from those categories as long as their mind is okay. Meaning, if these people, for example, are loony, what do you call that, mentally disabled, there is no fidyah on them. So it is only fidyah on those people who are sound-minded, Muslims, and adults. Okay? Those are the ones who will pay fidyah. Muslims, sound-minded, and adults. So if he's not sound-minded, there's no fidyah on him because he's not being obliged. He's not obligated. It's not mandatory upon him to fast anyway because the mind is not there. But those people got their sound mind but are unable physically because of the illness, because of the old age, because of the breastfeeding, because of the pregnancy and all of that. Thirdly, the fidyah is ta'am, food. Scholars had differed. The correct opinion, Jumhur al-Ilm, it is food. Imam Shafi'i, Imam Malik, Imam Ahmad, only Imam Abu Hanifa, and some from the Shafi'i and some from the Hanbali scholars, but the majority of the Hanbali, Shafi'i, they say that it only has to be food. If it's other than food, it's not going to be accepted. If you give money, it's not accepted. It has to be food. So, what is the correct opinion? Can you give money? You could give money with the consensus of all the scholars that if this money given to a third party, and that third party will turn it into food to the poor person, no problem. So you're sending to somebody money in order for him to turn it into food and give it to the poor person. But to give it directly into the poor's hands, the poor people's hand in money is not accepted to most of the scholars. And at the time of the Prophet of Allah ﷺ, there was money. And Allah وَعَلَى الَّذِينَ يُطِيقُونَهُ فِدْيَةٌ طَعَامُ مِسْكِينٍ. He said, ta'am, food. And they had money. Prophet did not give the option of giving money to the poor people, so it stays ta'am. So we stick with the ta'am. We stick with the ta'am. And we don't allow you to go and give money. But if somebody was giving money before We don't say that you have invalidated your fidyah because he didn't know. But you just didn't start from today. Allah says in the Quran, وَعَلَى الَّذِينَ يُطِيقُونَهُ فِدْيَةٌ طَعَامُ مِسْكِينٍ. طعام, food. Why should we go into interpretation of this and that? And he said it's better to give him money. Well, money is not food. He could buy, for example, he could buy shoes with the money. He's not going to eat shoes, is he? Or socks. So it has to be fidyah ta'am. Number 4, the food itself, scholars differed. Some they said it has to be actual. You have to cook it for him. Ta'am. Some they said no, it is actually just the, for example, the barley or the wheat. Nisf sa'. Nisf sa' is about 1.5 kilos, 1.25 kilos. To be on the safe side, make it 1.5 kilos. Not 1 kilo, but 1.5 kilos is better than 1.25 kilos. So that's sa'. And so if you give with this half a sa', which is 1.5 kilos of rice, you give, for example, some oil to cook with it and some ghee and all of that, it will be better, because if you gave it cooked, even better. But we will not say to the person who gave 1.5 kilos of rice or wheat or whatever, or corn, to that poor person that your ransom or your fidyah is not accepted. No, it's 100% accepted. Okay, it's the one who gives money, but it's better to cook it for him. So if you cooked food, okay, and you gave it to the poor people, let's say you made food, or you made sandwiches, we made a big tray. We know that this family is 10 people, another family is 10 people, so 3 families, 10, 10, 10, 10, that's 30 people. The question is that I'm inviting people to that, or sending it to the people, where I'm giving it to the masjid or whatever, and I'm saying this is fidyah, and I'm saying this is fidyah. So poor people come in and non-poor people come in. That's the question. That's the, you see, as long as the people know this is fidyah, this is a fidyah. So when you give somebody's fidyah, okay, I don't think the rich people will come and eat from it, because this is for the poor people, okay? And at the same time, you said fidyah to the people, the rich people came, but poor people came. As long as you had enough poor people to cover up these days that you broke, okay, the 30 days, for example, because some of them could not be 30 days because he had a chronic illness, and then suddenly he had been cured. So he will give for the chronic illness, and then that's it. Pregnant women, she did not, breastfeeding women. So the breastfeeding women, she said she has a choice. Breastfeeding or pregnant women, they have a choice either to break the fast and then give fidyah, or to fast if they want. It's up to them if they want to fast. It's up to fast. But there is no such thing that is to break the fast and give fidyah and also compensate by fasting. That's too much. And that's the weakest of all opinions. So bearing this in mind, inshallah, so that person, if he made it for the sake of fidyah to the people, invited the poor people, rich people came in, no problem, as long as you're not enough poor people to eat from that food. Now.